Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the third part of Focus on Lotus. Today, we get really an opportunity to kind of like mess around with just kind of like having fun and kind of stuff, We're going to, if you're not so familiar with Lotus pose, half Lotus pose, go back and check out parts 1 and 2. Okay. If you've been practicing with me, we're going to do the kind of same sequence. We've been doing the warm up a little bit. That's going to help us kind of tune up the hips and get us prepared for half lotus and some variations. Right. So we'll work on some variations. Some of them will be a little bit difficult, but have fun with it. Right. Have fun with it. Okay, so I feel like we should just get started today. Again, I want to welcome everybody. If you're checking this out, I'm going to have like continued, work flows, talks and pranayamas and qigongs and all kinds of stuff on here, as well as Diane's got a whole bunch of stuff on here as well. So we're going to, keep populating our feed. Subscribe if you can. Check us out. And, we just do it because we love it. Right? Okay. All right, so let's stand up nice and tall. All right, we'll bring our hands to our heart. All right, we're just going to sound off with a single Om. Full inhale. Om. Right on. Okay, so Samasthiti, stepping to the top of your mat, toes touch. All right, we'll begin with sun salutations A. Inhale, arms rise, gaze to thumbs. And exhale, fold. Inhale, look up halfway, lengthen. And you exhale, plant those hands, step or float back lower, either chaturanga or to your belly. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And into down dog, exhale. Now Ujjayi pranayama. 1, breathe with sound. 2, so again, we're not going to do all that prep work that we've done in parts 1 and 2. 3, all right, so if you're just starting to feel comfortable with Lotus, I still suggest you wait on part 3. 4, and 5. Exhale, then you step or float your way to the top of your mat. We'll take an inhale. Let's look up halfway, lengthen. Then fold, exhale. Inhale, rise up, reach up, gaze the thumbs. And Samasthiti, exhale. Inhale, arms rise. And fold, exhale. Halfway inhale. And exhale, step or float back lower. Inhale. And down dog, exhale. 1. Right, breathe, smooth, fluid breaths. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Exhale, step or float, top of the mat. Halfway inhale, lengthen. And fold, exhale. Rise up, inhale, gaze up. Samasthiti, exhale. Inhale, arms rise. And fold, exhale. Halfway inhale. And chaturanga, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1. 2. Now you feel like you're pulling your limbs towards one another. 3. 4. And 5. Exhale to the top. Halfway inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise up, inhale, gaze up. And Samasthiti, exhale. Sun salutations be inhale, knees bend, arms rise, gaze to thumbs. And fold, exhale. Halfway inhale. And chaturanga, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Step right foot forward, left heel down. Warrior 1, inhale, rise up, gaze up. Exhale, touch down, step back and lower. Inhale. Down dog, exhale. Left foot forward, right heel down. Inhale, rise up, gaze up. Exhale, touch down and lower. Full inhale. Down dog, exhale. 1, 2. Let's soften your eyes, your jaw. Focus on your breathing. 3, 4, 5. Exhale to the top. Halfway inhale. Fold, exhale. Knees bend, arms rise. Utkatasana, inhale. To stand, Samastiti, exhale. Inhale, knees bend, arms rise. And fold, exhale. Smooth breathing, inhale halfway. And chaturanga, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Right foot forward, left heel down. Inhale. Rise up, gaze up. Exhale. Touch down, step back and lower. Inhale. Exhale. And left foot forward. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your chin up in chaturanga. Inhale. Down dog, exhale. 1, 2, 3. Smooth, fluid breathing. 4. 5. Exhale to the top. Halfway inhale. Fold, exhale. Knees bend, arms rise. Utkatasana, inhale. To stand, Samastiti, exhale. Last one. Inhale, knees bend, arms rise. And fold, exhale. Halfway inhale. And chaturanga, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Right foot forward. Warrior 1, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Left foot forward. Inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. To down dog, exhale. 1, 2. Again, focusing on your breathing. 3, 4, 5. Exhale to the top. Halfway inhale. Fold, exhale. Knees bend, arms rise. Utkatasana, inhale. To stand, Samastiti, exhale. Hands to hips, hop, feet, hips distance. We'll take an inhale, look up. And then fold, exhale. Padmasana, catch big toes. First 2 fingers of each hand. Inhale, look up and lengthen. And then fold, exhale. 1. Light breathing here, warming the body. 2. 3. Really, the heels are scrubbing away, the shin squeezing in. 4. Keeping space between the ears and arms. And 5. Inhale, halfway lengthen. And we take Bakasana, exhale, palms flat to your mat, knees to upper arms. Remember, we're kind of focusing. We have been focusing on a few things. The strength of the hamstrings, the opening of the quads, the deepening flexion of the knee joint, and the rotation in the hip. So here as we rock forward, you might find the feet lifting. If not, one at a time, hug the heel up nice and high to the butt. Activate those hamstrings. 2, right? If both feet lift, heels high, toes point. 3, breathe full. 4, Navasana, exhale, sitting yourself down. Inhale, those legs lift up and through. Gaze to toes. 1, chest up. 2, active legs. 3, 4. Now remember, we're going to shape out that Navasana, bending the right knee. Adjust the arms as needed. 1, that right hip rotating. 2, so the knee is out, the foot is lifting up to meet the left thigh. 3, keep squeezing the back of that right knee, pulling the heel towards your butt. 4, left inner thigh rotating down. And 5, chaturanga, exhale. Full inhale. Down dog, exhale. Top of the left toes touch. Halfway inhale. And fold, exhale. Knees bend, arms rise. Utkatasana, inhale. To stand, exhale, hands to hips. Again, hop those feet, hips distance. Inhale, look up. And Parastasana, exhale, fold. This time, step on palms, toes to wrist. Inhale, halfway lengthen, and then fold, exhale. 1. I think about squeezing again, shins towards one another. 2. Great, breathing steady. Fluid. 3. Try to lift the pinky toe edges of your feet. 4. And 5. Inhale, we'll look up, halfway lengthen, and Bakasana number 2. Palms flat to the mat, knees to upper arms. Again, we're going to kind of rock forward, maybe just one heel to butt at a time, right? Getting confidence in those hands, those arms, those fingertips, or if you can, both feet lift. 2, again, heels high, breathe deep. 3, 4, and 5. Navasana, exhale. Sit yourself down, lift the legs up and through, gaze to toes, and 1. Spine up, chest up. 2, 3, 4. Breathe fully. All right, now we're going to change the shape of the Navasana. Remember, the knee draws out, the heel, left heel to butt. 1, attempting to lift the left foot up to reach that right thigh. 2, 3, focus and breathe. 4, and 5. Chaturanga, exhale, hands plant, step or float your way back, lower. Inhale, down dog, exhale. Now, right foot forward, left heel down, warrior 1. Inhale, rise up, gaze up. 1. Right, we're gazing the thumbs. Keep those ribs in, breath strong. 2. Diana, get my text. 3. Step strong into that left foot, firm belly. 4. And 5, we take revolved half moon. So exhale, frame out that front foot, out in front of that right foot actually. Inhale, left leg lifts parallel to the floor. Exhale, that left hand light or maybe float it. Inhale, reaching the right arm up and twist. 1. You want that left inner thigh moving upwards towards the ceiling. 2, 3, long spine, breathe deep. 4, and 5. Now, exhale that right hand down. You might just keep those hands floating. Lunge, left leg back, right knee bends. Inhale, arms rise up. Reach up, standing crescent pose. We're going to take this into a twist. Exhale, left elbow moves across right thigh. Inhale, lift the heart to the thumbs. And then exhale, you might deepen your twist. 1. Nice, steady, even breathing. 2. Nice long spine. 3. Step strong to that left foot now. 4. And 5. Warrior 2, unwind. Inhale, gaze over right middle finger. 1. Scrub in with your feet. 2, right knee over ankle. Right on the pelvis, front of the pelvis spreading out. 3, so draw the left rib cage back. Keep the right knee over ankle. 4, right, you might be turning the body so much to that open hip position towards the left. It gives a really vigorously turn your head. 5, triangle inhale, right leg straightens. You might adjust the back foot in. Exhale, out and over, hand to shin, or maybe big toe hold. Inhale, left arm up, gaze up, left thumb. 1, 2, and we're going to keep that right side body nice and long. 3, step strong into your left foot. 4, and 5. Exhale, that left hand down, frame out that front foot, inhale, chin up. Exhale, step, float, handstand your way back and lower. Full inhale, up tall. And into down dog, exhale. Let's breathe here, a few breaths. Steady and smooth. All right, left foot forward, right heel down, warrior 1. Inhale, rise up, gaze up. 1. Hopefully you're okay with that little pause. I had 2. I had to start my oven making pizza tonight, you know. Pizza, you gotta heat that stone right on through. 3. Remember, ribs in, legs strong, breathe down through your feet. 4. And 5. Revolve half moon. Exhale. Let's try to dive forward. Find your balance along the way. Right hand. I don't even want to land if you don't have to. Left arm reaches up. Inhale, gaze up. 1. And right inner thigh lifting up towards the ceiling. 2. Right leg moving into midline. 3. 4. And 5, kneeling crescent lunge, standing crescent lunge. Bend that left knee softly, right leg lunges back. Inhale, arms rise up, reach up, control. We take that into a twist. Exhale, right elbow moves across left thigh. Inhale, lift the heart to the thumbs, and then maybe deepen your twist. Exhale, and 1. Long, long spine here. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Warrior 2, unwind, inhale. 1. Gazing left middle finger, remember, knee over ankle, really draw that right hip back. 2. Again, I'm going to try to position my torso so that it is, perpendicular to the right side of my mat. 3. Shoulders back and down, ribs in. 4. And 5. Trikonasana triangle. Inhale, straighten left leg. Exhale, out and over, hand to shin or big toe hold. Inhale, gaze up, right thumb. 1. Deep breathing. 2. I'm going to work on lengthening the left side body. 3. Rooting big toe mound, left foot. Keep drawing that left hip back. 4. And 5. Exhale, right hand comes down. Frame that front foot. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step, float, handstand your way back, lower. Inhale. Down dog, exhale. Now, top of the mat, toes touch. Halfway inhale, lengthen. And fold, exhale. Rise up, inhale, reach up, gaze up. And Samastiti, exhale. Uttitasta Paragustasana, inhale, that right knee lifts, left hand, left hip. Inhale, right knee lifts. If you need to, catch the shin, but if you can, big toe hold. And if you can, straighten that right leg as you inhale, possibly folding, exhale. 1, let's keep that right leg moving into midline. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, right leg out to the right, gaze left. 1. Be tall, breathe full. 2. 3. And 5. Inhale that right leg back through center. Then exhale, maybe fold. Head up, inhale. Hands to hips. Exhale. 1. 2. Steady your breathing. 3. 4. Lifting in half. Samastiti. Exhale right onto that left side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Catch shin or big toe hold. Maybe folding. Exhale. 1. 2. 3. Right, even breathing. 4. Stay focused. 5. Inhale, head up. And exhale that left leg out to the left gaze right. 1. Remember, if you need to, bend the left knee. 2. As we discussed in parts 1 and 2, right, you want to be tall. Don't lean forward. 3. Right, because we're working external rotation of the hip. It's natural, right, if you're upright. 4. And 5. Inhale back through center. We exhale, we might fold. Inhale, head up. And then exhale, hands to hips. 1. 2. Calm your mind. 3. Stand tall. Don't lean back. 4. Lift higher, inhale. Samastiti, exhale. Right? So, basically right out of the primary series, although we will prep with tree pose again, we'll take our time getting into our first lotus, right? Standing half lotus, bound half lotus. So let's go through all of let's go through the krama, the steps as we have in the past. So we'll first take tree pose on that right side, all right? So right foot to left inner thigh, all right? Right foot, left inner thigh. I want you to work on pushing the thigh back into your foot. Center yourself, right? We're here, the knee is out, not like Janu Shasana, not like half lotus. All right, we got external rotation happening in the hip. All right, we are trying to get that foot up nice and high. Be sure you're not on your knee, right, above or below. So the higher you can lift it, of course, the longer those quadriceps are, the more mobile the knee joint is, right, and the more beneficial it is for half lotus. All right, so after centered, we're going to take the foot off of the thigh, right, hold the position. 3 breaths. 3. Keep that right knee bending. 2. Heel hugging up high. And 1. Now, you can, of course, go back to tree pose if you'd like, or if you can, right? We're going to, let's take the right hand in the left foot and just kind of karate chop the back of your right knee with your right hand. Keep it there. Right, and then we're going to squeeze the back of the hand like so. All right, I'm going to try to lift my right heel to my navel as best I can. All right, and then the blade edge of that right foot into the crease of my left hip. Okay, now from here, I'm actually going to try to remove that hand. And as I do, what's happening is in the thigh, in the femur bone, it's helping to improve the external rotation as I move the hand out from behind the knee. Now from here, I reach the right arm around back. I might bind my forearm, right? If that's the case, just be upright here. And make sure that, if the knee is dragging towards the floor and you feel any pressure in your knee, actively lift it an inch or 3 or 5. Now, if you can catch that right foot with the right hand, we take an inhale. And you might fold, exhale. All right, take your time with it. 1. I always got to be very aware of how the body is reacting. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Inhale halfway. Exhale there. Inhale, come on up to stand. And Samastiti, exhale, right foot next to left. Right. So, a lot of times people are like, I can't get the bind, but I can take the fold. That's kind of fine. It's not a big deal, but it's almost, and it's really shoulder opening. So it's not a big deal if you take the fold without the bind. Just make sure, the good thing about the bind is that it'll almost ensure that the foot is in the correct spot if you're catching that bind. So it's almost like a fail-safe, if you will. Anyway, left side. Right, tree pose first. Foot to the inner thigh. Right, hands to your heart. Center yourself. Remember, above or below the knee, not on it. Right, we're doing all this work on protecting the knee joint in half lotus. You can't be messing it up in tree pose. I mean, you know, space. Now, once we're here centered, we take the foot off of the thigh for 3 breaths. 3. So remember, hug the heel up high. And 1. Either one, back to tree or to half lotus. Again, if you're working on half lotus, we're going to take the left foot into the right hand. And then we're going to take the left hand, karate chop it behind the left knee. And then try to get that heel as close to the navel as you can. Notice I'm lifting my knee up quite high here. Right? And then I'm going to let the knee drop, the sole of the foot pointing up. Right? Now, as I do, I'm going to drag that left hand out. It's like a nutcracker in there. Jeez. And again, as I pull it out, it's going to ensure some improved rotation in that left hip. Now, the right hand supports left foot. You might bring left arm around back. You could bind the forearm. But again, you might catch the foot. Make sure that your ankle bone isn't crossing the femur bone. Right? The ankle is not crossing the middle of the thigh just to catch the bind. I don't want to see that. You got to, again, keep the blade edge of the foot into the crease of the hip, not beyond it. We take an inhale. And again, if you have that bind, you might fold, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up, and then exhale here. Inhale, come on up to stand nice and easy. There it is. And Samasthiti. Exhale, top of your back. Inhale, arms rise up, gaze up. We'll fold, exhale. Halfway inhale. And chaturanga, exhale. Inhale. Down dog, exhale. Jump through the sit. Dandasana, staff pose. Straight legs. Must have got bit by a mosquito. It's itching here. Nice and tall. 1. Shoulders back. Hollow belly. 2. 3. Hey, there's shoulder blades rolling back and down. Tall spine. 4. Sit up taller. And 5. Paschimottanasana. Exhale, fold. Catch your feet. Inhale, look up and lengthen. And again, fold, exhale. 1. 2. Deep breathing. 3. 4. And 5. Head up, inhale. And exhale, release, upward plank. Set the hands back, firm belly. Inhale, hips up, head back, gaze down your nose. 1. 2. 3. Strong legs, firm belly. 4. And 5. Exhale, lower, nice and easy. Sit tall, inhale. Now, again, we're going to take Janushirshasana, but we're not going to use our hands to shape the posture. It's a little bit like that Navasana we did earlier. First, I want you to take the right foot, point it out to the side, keeping that right knee straight. That's going to work that external rotation quite immediately. Then we're going to lift the foot up. Then we're going to bend that right knee out to the side, working to get that heel as close to our, parts as we can. All right. So close that knee joint. You can use your hands there at the end to finish off of that, deepening that knee flexion there. Inhale, line up over the left leg, and fold, exhale. 1, 2, and breathe, fold. 3, 4, and 5. Head up, inhale, and exhale, release. All right, we're going to inhale, unwind. So I want you to first detach the foot from the thigh, keep the external rotation, straighten out the right leg as you inhale, toes point up, exhale, lower it down. Turning the left foot out on that exhale. We then inhale, lift the foot up. Exhale, bend the knee, hug it in tight. Right? Use the hands to adjust it in closer if you can. Inhale, line up over that right leg and fold. Exhale, you might catch that right foot. 1, 2, and breathe deep, fully deep breaths. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. All right, we're going to, again, kick that left foot up. Inhale. Exhale, slowly extend it out and lower it on down nice and easy. All right, now, so last week we worked a little bit on kind of opening up some of the abductors, actually, as well as the external rotators in an effort to prep ourselves for some deeper, deeper experience in half lotus. So we'll do that again. So lifting both legs up like Navasana, I want you to then hug that left heel next to the right hip like so. We're going to take cow face pose. So we're going to draw that right knee over the left. We're going to skip that twist today because I have some other material I want to get to. So we sit up tall and try and stack the knees. Right? Unlike second series here, we're not sitting on the heel. We're just kind of keeping those feet flaring out. And then we exhale and fold. So again, a really good opportunity to kind of work into those abductors and rotators. And 1, breathe deep. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, let's unravel those legs. Inhale, we take Navasana for a moment. Right heel next to left hip, left heel next to right hip. All right? Sitting up tall, inhale, stack the knees. And then exhale, we fold. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come on up, nice and easy. And exhale, release. So straighten out those legs. Inhale, bound half lotus, so seated. Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. We're going to take that right foot, we're going to lift it up, all right? We're going to take hold of the right foot with the left hand, a lot like we did in the standing position. Right hand chops behind that right knee. I then pull that right heel as close to the navel as I can. Work on notice. You remember my knee starts out wide, like I did in parts 1 and 2 here. My knee starts out wide. I then try to kind of close the pelvis, close the space between the right knee and left knee, swinging the knee towards midline. I then try to set the blade edge of that right foot into the crease of my left hip. Right? From here, again, try to pull that hand out if you can. If you can, it's not a big deal. All right, now I might reach the right arm around to bind that right foot with the right hand. Again, good shoulder opening here, and again, just like a good test to see if that foot is in the right spot. We then might fold, exhale. 1, 2. Now the variation for this, of course, is to just be upright, number 1, 3. And last week, of course, we talked about double pigeon. 4. So you take double pigeon from parts 1 and 2. And that's a good modification. And 5. Inhale, head up. Now, exhale, release the hand. Keep the lotus. All right, now Marichasana B and D. We're not working our way really deep into the posture because, 1, we don't have a lot of time, nor do we prep ourselves all that much. All right, so B and D, though, we take on this shape. We're just starting to improve the angle of that right hip, the rotation of that right hip. Now, my left hip lifts up, and really my pelvis is kind of like oriented at an angle to help accommodate any lack of rotation in that hip. And that's totally fine. For the most part, as we lift that left knee like so, the right foot is going to lift along with that left thigh, and that's going to improve the rotation of that hip ever so slightly. We also have to be really mindful that it's not causing any extra pressure on that knee. Now, if it is, we take that modification like we did with a double pigeon, and we just take the position here. I want the spine tall and the body moving towards the triangle there that's created with those legs. All right, so if you have that BD set up, that's fine. All right, we're just breathing here. You can hug that leg, or if you got the bind, feel free to take 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to gently release. First, straighten the left leg, then straighten the right. Activate the knee. Lift the kneecap onto the thigh. Press through the heel. Engage the quadricep. Just a good compliment coming out of that posture. Now, with the left leg, we lift the left foot up. Right hand catches left foot. Left hand karate chops behind that left knee. Remember, I draw the heel to my navel, like so. Really closing that knee joint around the hand. Then I swing the left knee towards the right knee. Right? I'm trying to get the blade edge of that left foot into the crease of my right hip. Again, like taking that hand out, I might not be. Oh, you're not supposed to struggle in yoga, right, John? Don't struggle. Okay. All right. Yeah, I got this 90-degree angle between pelvis and femur. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that means you have not watched parts 1 and 2. All right. Now, if you can, left hand binds left foot. When you inhale, we might fold, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Head up, inhale. Exhale, release the bind if you have it, but keep the lotus. Again, we're going to move towards either modified B with that leg, left leg in half pigeon and bending the right knee, or keeping the left leg in half lotus and we bend that right knee. The right foot flat on your mat. Then you just hug that right knee, that's fine. 1. Or again, if you have the bind, you might take B or D. 2. Right, that's Marichasana B or D if you're unfamiliar. 3. Right, try to be upright. 4. And 5. We're going to inhale. Let's straighten out that right leg. Good. We'll straighten out the left leg. Again, lift the kneecap onto the thigh. Engage the quadricep. Get that left knee back in shape. Okay, so we got to work towards a lotus. I have a few games I want to play with full lotus, but we have to get there first. So step 1 is full lotus. Like we did last week, towards the end of our practice, we got into full lotus. Heel to navel, blade edge of the right leg. If you can, traditionally we start with the right. Traditionally right first, left leg on top. But, work with what you've got. If you can, heel to navel. Blade edge of that right foot into the crease of the left hip. Now, last week we started with that left leg bent like so. And, even I had 2 students actually comment on that to me last week, because it is peculiar, right? That it ends up becoming easier to take full lotus if we start with the left leg in this position. Right? So just keep that in mind. It could be a good way to kind of game through a difficult pose. Now, again, like I did last week, I grab a hold of that left thigh. I'm going to externally rotate like so, right? Everything's moving this direction. Boom, grabbing that knee, turning it like so. Then I'm going to set that left foot up onto the right thigh. Okay, so I'm here, lotus pose. I got a couple of options I can take here. If you've been taking my vinyasa classes on Saturdays, we've been working on a posture called Gorakshasana, which is a balance on the knees. Very difficult, right? Very difficult. Now, I might take this slightly differently, right? Because we've got to kind of figure things out. And please, if you don't have full lotus, and it's a bit of a struggle, don't try to keep up, okay? This video will be on here for a while, I'm sure. You want to take your time with it, and maybe in 6 months' time, you'll start to feel more comfortable with these postures, right? And even then, right, I'm going to have some students that are probably going to laugh at me because I kind of don't have the level of flexibility needed whether it's through the hips and the back, various parts of the legs as well. So to prep ourselves for Gurukshasana, which is, again, this balance pose that requires us to be very upright, like so. Ooh. We end up falling down on our butts like that. We want to learn to kind of level things out. So what we're going to do is balance up on our knees, take our hands forward. All right, and you might see old images of Simbasana, right? The lion pose. But what we're going to do is almost work like knees, chest, chin. All right, for some of you with lots of flexibility, you'll notice that you can lie pretty flat, and that's ideal for achieving Gurukshasana, right? That balance. In this case, right, I want to keep learning to turn my tailbone down, gently pressing my hips towards my mat. At the same time, a gentle squeeze of the knees towards one another, okay? So tailbone down and back. I can even inch myself forward a little bit. Right? This is also very good for people who might be practicing Supta Vajrasana in second series. Right? Just kind of expanding the front of the hips, the front of the pelvis. Right? So from here, we're going to lift ourselves back up onto our knees. And if you can, squeeze those knees in. The best approach for Gurukshasana is taking the hands as close to the knees as possible. A lot of times what we end up doing is starting out here to achieve our balance, and then all of a sudden we've got this angle and we're trying to balance ourselves. I want you to work on being upright as possible. Just like when we're laying on our belly, the tailbone reaches down. I'm trying to get my chest up. Right? If you have a block or a stack of books, you can set your hands on that to get yourself more upright. But ideally, we then take our hands to our heart. All right, play around with it a few times, and we're going to keep that lotus. Right? Don't lose your lotus. All right? Breathing, of course. Find your center. It's always fun to play around with these postures. If at any time you feel as though the knees have a little bit too much pressure on them, come on out. All right, just another attempt or two. Relax. All right, so if you're seated in Lotus, that's fine. If you need to come out, take a break, that's fine as well. We're going to work on Mayurasana with Lotus, which I love. And it's actually a little bit easier than Peacock Pose, Mayurasana, because the center is a little bit easier to navigate. It's a little bit more condensed, and therefore it's easier to actually find your balance, so long as you have Lotus. But it requires quite a bit of Shalabhasana, a lot of locust pose to create that lift. So from that Gurukshasana position, I'm then taking my hands down like so. My pinky fingers, my wrists are just about a few inches away from from one another. Actually, I'll pull them a little bit tighter here. I feel like my angle's off slightly. Right? I'm going to start to bend my elbows, right? And as I do, I'm going to hit my elbows into my gut as best as I can. I start to lean forward. Oh. and then from there, I don't want to give myself a concussion. Right? I actually want to start to learn to lift my lotus up, right? And then maybe my chin starts to lift. My angles are off or something. Indeed, my angles are really off somewhere. All right, so I got the hands positioned like so. Oh, yes, of course. I think I got to set back a little bit more. Yes, hands closer to the knees. Apologies, everybody. Right, I get those elbows in tight. I reach the crown of the head to my mat. Elbows in super, super tight to my gut. Right, from here, I'm going to try to lift my head up first. And then maybe those knees lift. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. All right, well, apparently, my body doesn't want to do this pose right now, or at least keep its balance. So we're going to come out of that. I don't know what the deal was with that, but practicing it Saturday seemed to be just fine. No big deal. So we're here coming out of Lotus. I want you to straighten out those legs. If you are, like me again, I get pretty good access to Lotus pose. But at the same time, I don't want to, I don't want it to stress things out too much. Fully straighten out your legs. Now, the next position requires it's kind of, it's fun for sure. We're going to work with tripod headstand and working our way towards full lotus. All right, so if you don't have tripod headstand, this can be quite difficult. Even though we're going to do some shoulder stand work in a moment, you can take shoulder stand and go through the exercises. You can also, of course, use a wall, right? Or they got those new fandangled toys that you use in yoga too that can help invert you. So that can help as well. All right, now we're taking tripod headstand. Let's see if I have that in my game today. All right, I want to make sure I can see my hands. My elbows at 90. All right, the crown of the head on my mat. And inhale, those legs going up. Now, what I want to do here is keep the toes pointing forward, press up through my heels. Turn my right heel out, my right toes out to the right, so I'm externally rotating that hip. And then as I do, I want to work the right heel as close to my navel as I can, trying to set that foot in the right place. And then I'm going to inhale and extend that left leg back up. Exhale, left toes out to the left, bending the left knee, try to set, again, that heel close to the blade edge of that foot into the crease of the hip. Inhale, straighten. Right? Exhale, right, bend, try to work it in. If you can, you get that heel in close enough, you find yourself moving towards full lotus. Right leg first, left leg on top. Right? Urdhva Kukutasana, A position. We then work on hugging that lotus in super, super tight into our arms. And then right from here, you might press up to that arm balance. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's necessarily my game today either. Nice, some third series work here. Whoosh. Almost got it. All right. Now, from there, we're lifting back up. All right, we're going to exhale and release. Nice and easy. All right, lower yourself down. Take your time coming out of that tripod, of course. Maybe might need to take a quick child's pose, which is fine. All right, then. All right, we're going to come forward and cross those ankles, lie back, preparing for shoulder stand. All right, so shoulder stand, we're going to work the same way we did that tripod headstand, but here, I've always noticed for some reason, forearm balance, tripod headstand, I can easily get into my lotus, but when it comes to shoulder stand, I actually have to use my hands. All right, so working in the shoulder stand, legs go up. And again, those of you who might practice Ashtanga out there, very familiar with Urdhva Padmasana. So from here in shoulder stand, I want to turn the toes of the right foot out, bend that right knee, right? Try to hug it in tight, and then inhale, set it back up. So this is just a little exercise we do. Exhale the left leg, toes out, bend the knee, and work it towards the hip. Inhale, straight, right? Now, if you can, right? We turn the toes out, then we get the crease of the blade edge of that right foot to the crease of the left hip. And then I do the same with the left. And again, I use my hands to find that lotus. From here, if you can, you take your hands to your knees and try to straighten out those arms. Okay, breathe here. Just take 5 breaths. 2. 3. Well, if you can't quite achieve this, but 4. Keep working those legs. And 5. Now, keep that lotus. What we're going to do is set the hands back down. I want you to kind of take a little twist. Notice how I'm like turning my hips over to the right. I want to try to get my hand to my low back and start to extend my lotus away from my body. Like those of you with really deep back bends might notice the legs go down quite a bit, which is perfect, right? Holding here. 1, breathing. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling back through center. Again, I'm going to kind of shift my pelvis. There's a little twist here, right? And then from here, I want to get my left palm flat on my sacrum as I start to extend my knees away from my body. Breathing. 1, 2, and if you can, that right arm comes down. I like a little extra support to keep that alignment. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lifting back up through center. From here, see if you can gather the legs into the body and wrap the arms around and bind the hands for Pindasana. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And finally, we take Matsyasana, fish pose, keeping that lotus, right? So all you vinyasa practitioners out there, right? It's full lotus for fish pose, right? The lotus position looks like the fins, the tail fins of a fish. All right, if you can, you grab hold of those feet. 5 breaths here. 1, right? Lifting the chest, shape the spine. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Chest up, inhale, chin to chest, exhale. And let's undo that lotus nice and easy. We'll extend the legs out straight. And we're going to take just a very brief Shavasana. Yes, we're past our time here, of course. A very brief Shavasana. Taking just 5 breaths. Good. Bring your knees into your chest and rock up to center. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me this evening. Hopefully over this 3-part series, you had an opportunity to really get familiar with your lotus and half lotus postures. They're a lot of fun, right? They add a lot of texture to your practice, right? If you have any questions, comments, please feel free to comment below or send me a message, all right? Everybody have a wonderful day, evening, wherever you might be, right? Namaste. Peace.